Hey, what's up, my little tattletales? Yeah, I know, I don't care either. Sit down, let's talk. Blac Chyna lost. Blac Chyna lost. I did a live about it where we had in reactions. I shared some tea. But now that we've had a chance to think about it, let's talk about what happened and let's talk about why. The Kardashians they gave a statement. Let's read it out. On behalf of Kris, Kim, Kylie, and Khloe, I want to express our appreciation to the jury. We'll talk about that. We're also grateful for the steady hand of Judge Alacron in making sure that this was a fair trial. The jury sent a clear message to Miss White and her lawyer. They did. I hope they are listening. Justice has prevailed. Michael Rose and Michelle Doolin, trial counsel for the family, wrote. Now, you guys, let's get into it. There's no two ways about it. I don't know why everybody's trying to spin it. It's okay. Blac Chyna, she lost. And you know what? We need to accept that. That does not mean she doesn't have any courses of action. That does not mean that it's over. But we need to actually deal in reality. How did she lose? Well, for one thing, she lost all claim to damages. Now, while they may have come and said that Kylie did this, and I'm going to read that to you, and this person did that, if you don't have any damages, to me, it's a hollow victory because they cost her a bag. Now, let's get into some insight into people that were actually in the courtroom, right? And what their insight was. I thought that you might think it was interesting. I thought you might think that this was actually interesting. All right, now listen, the one thing they have to say is like, listen, Lynn Chiani, the attorney, is going to have to explain it in her words where she thinks things went bad, but this is their version. But it seemed they went down the line in jury instructions favoring Chyna until the last question, which didn't hold the Kardashians responsible for anything. Whew. But there's more. Jury was deliberating again on a super confusing verdict form. They found that Chyna had not physically abused Rob, but that the defendants reasonably believed Rob's lies. How does that work out? You didn't abuse you, but you had a right to believe it. That doesn't make sense, but let's keep going. They also found that all four defendants, that is Kris, Khloe, Kylie, and Kim, interfered with her talent agreement with E, but that the interference did not harm Chyna. Now, the first thing we need to look at this, let's take a logical, analytical look at this. First of all, why I did ask about what the racial component was of the jury, I failed to ask what the age component of the jury was. Why is that important? Because it seems to me that people that skew younger tend to recognize how much money you can make on social media. They understand. See, someone older might look at somebody taking a picture and be like, oh, those damn influencers, they're always doing this. They don't see that when someone's posted up, taking pictures, doing duck lips, they're about their coin, they're about their money. People younger would have recognized with Chyna, as far as club appearances, fees, booking fees, contracts, Fashion Nova contracts, all that stuff, they would have understood what that bag meant. People older take reality TV and social media as a joke. They think that's the only stream of income, and what's the big deal? They don't understand how it literally is a supernova of possible income streams. That's why everybody wants to be on Instagram. That's why everybody's trying to get on. Hell, I'm on YouTube. I understand the power of social media. This is a different type of social media, but it's still social media. The people that were older in the jury did not understand what is at stake. Now, who's responsible for that? At the end of the day, it comes down to money. Chyna did not have any expert witnesses speaking about where her loss of revenue is. She gave a MAC contract, which was lucrative, 25 posts a month at $20,000 each a post, 4 club appearances at $20,000 each a month, and her salary, right? They went on to see what Chyna earned. Instead of saying, no, you don't understand, it's not about what I earned. It's about what I could have earned. And again, the fact that the jury did not clearly see that if the Kardashians built $1 billion income off of less successful television shows, then why couldn't Blac Chyna at least do 1/10, 1/11, 1/30th of that? So I do think that the age difference, my inside sources are saying that the age difference of the jury played a big role in it. Now we can talk about bias, we can talk about racism, we can talk about subconscious bias, we can talk about classism, we can talk about elitism, we can talk about jealousy, we can talk about why the Kardashian lawyers made a big show of pointing out to the jury that Chyna was carrying around a $40,000 purse. We can question on whether it was a smart trial tactic to bring a $40,000 purse to the trial, right? Those are gambles you make in trials. But let's talk about a few things that we actually do need to talk about. One, let's talk about in facts. Chyna lost any claim to financial compensation. Anything that she wins is a moral victory. And to me, in a situation like this, when you were crushed and someone stopped your bag, a moral victory is not enough. Lynn did promise that she's going to go for a mistrial. I think a mistrial is preferable to an appeal. It is very hard to appeal. With appeal, all they do is make sure the judge followed proper procedure. They try to make sure the judge follows proper procedure. That's a very, very high burden to meet. A mistrial, it's different. We can see that Judge Alcorn clearly did not follow protocol, clearly did some things that might actually register them for a mistrial. If a mistrial is not successful, they can always go for an appeal. It's not either or. You can take a bite at the apple, and if that doesn't work, then take a bite at the orange. Now, let's get into some other cold, hard truths that we need to talk about, because I wanted Blac Chyna to win. I thought she was right to win. But let's talk about what went wrong. Y'all ready? All right? Okay. Let's talk about a few things. For one, we went over this. The jurors don't realize how much money that she actually lost. The average age of the juror was higher. What does that have to do with anything? Usually people that are not familiar with how much money is really out there on social media have no idea how much somebody stopping a supernova of potential contracts actually do go. Older jurors might not have realized how much money is in the business of Instagram, of YouTube, of social media, and the shows that the money comes from those shows when you're on reality TV. Again, some people are on reality TV because they just need to be famous and they like making fools of themselves. A lot of people on reality TV because they know it's a bag, and they know that sometimes even being infamous leads to several bags, right? Things like appearances, endorsements, business opportunities. So many things that allowed the Kardashians to be as big as they are, right? You know, there's a kill fee, and let's not forget that small matter of the kill fee. While it was not specifically mentioned, right, it did make it seem like technically she was already compensated for the breach of contract. So why could she get anything else? What else did she do? Again, that comes with Blac Chyna and Lynn literally showing how much money is made. But there's more. Also, we need to talk about her not being able to redo her testimony. That, by what everyone's saying, was lethal. It's because in her testimony, because Michael, the Kardashian's attorney, showed her some stuff, showed her nude pictures, she broke down crying, and then he slammed her with questions about finances that she was not mentally prepared. Literally, all those questions about taxes. And Michael Rhodes literally making this trial to be about a bunch of petty millionaires going back and forth. Then that's not what it was. Again, you know, I think there is something to be said about the fact that there wasn't expert witnesses brought in. I do believe, and of course, I'm on the outside looking in, okay? It does look like Lynn thought she would be successful in her motion to get the figures and facts from E, and they wouldn't have to hire an expert to actually explain this. Experts are super expensive. I'm talking about $65,000, $100,000, $150,000. They're expensive. Chyna sold 3 of her cards Everybody tried to play her for that, but she sold 3 of their cars. There's financial difficulties. This lawsuit has been going on for 4.5 years. Chyna was doing it on her own. It got costly. I don't know, maybe they thought they could cut corners with the expert witness, or maybe they thought that E would have to give them those documents. The fact that the judge literally referred to it as classified work trade secret, I found it incredulous that profits are classified work trade secrets, you know? Listen, I don't know. There's so many things that happen, so many things that we can question, you know, but Chyna could have been better prepared on questions about money. She could have been. People have said that. And Chyna clearly had limitations in explaining her finances, right? And the expert witness stuff and the money loss and all that stuff. These are what critics are saying. I would say to these critics, Chyna, it looks like was prepared. Chyna is a very bright, intelligent woman. Everybody that meets her, except for Kris Jenner, says that. Michael Rhodes threw her off in her testimony with those nude pictures. She was reduced to tears. She was humiliated. She was shaking. And then he started slamming her with questions about finances and closed his questioning before her attorney could give her the documents that she needed. Chyna not being able to redo her testimony was lethal, in my opinion, because they believed that the Kardashians did all this stuff. They just didn't believe that she actually lost any money from it, because I think they don't understand the nature of the beats because of the age of the jury. This is what my sources are saying. This is also what I'm speculating. It's an amalgamation, you guys. But fear not, because Lynn Chyna in court basically promised a mistrial, basically. And it looks like Judge Alcaron, along with the Kardashians, saw their bullshit through. And it looks like Lynn actually might deliver on her promise. Now, I do want to say this. A lot of people keep using the word appeal. In a court of law, I would guess a mistrial with what the basis that Michael Rhodes has given them. A mistrial is a better plot, a better direction, a better road, a better path. I knew English was my native language. A better path than an appeal. But one does not preclude the other. You can seek a mistrial, and if that is not successful, you can go for appeal. But I doubt, with the level of attorney Lynn Chyna is, and with the level of legal passion she has, and also legal smarts, I doubt she would go for a appeal when she can go for a mistrial, and they have strong grounds for mistrial. The nude pictures, the hearsay, introducing evidence, even the motions that were denied. There's a lot.